Hello and welcome to another video from Publishing Push. About a week ago on our Instagram, we held a question and answer session. So we asked, do you have any questions related to publishing, marketing, distribution, anything relating to the publishing of a book? And we got a lot of questions from our community. And on Instagram, you have a very short space of time where you can actually reply to those messages. So I thought I would create a more detailed video where I can answer those questions in more depth. So without further ado, let's get straight into the questions. So the first question was, what is the process of publishing a book and how long does it take? So this process is of course going to vary based upon whether you go for a traditional publisher, a vanity publisher, or a publishing services provider such as ourselves. I'm not going to go into this particular question in too much depth because we have already created a video about the 3 options for publishing and how to get a book published. So if you click on that link, then it will, answer that in more depth for you. But crucially, in terms of the options, you have a traditional publisher where you will need a literary agent, pitch the publisher, and of course, if they're interested in the book, they will potentially discuss a book deal with you, but it does take a long time. Vanity publishing, in a similar way, will also take quite a bit of time and runs a similar process, whereas working with a company such as ourselves, a publishing services provider, can be as fast as 10 weeks from when you submit your book right through to getting it published. So as I say, go watch that other video. The link should be on the screen now, and that will explain a lot more about the options for getting your book published and what the process looks like. In terms of the process itself, so once you've actually either agreed a deal with a traditional, a vanity, or a company like ourselves, there will be editing up front, so we have to get the book in good shape first. So all the proofreading, editing, structural, editorial work that has to go into the book will be done. Book covers designed, a proof will be produced for you, and then we move on to the sales and distribution element and actually getting the book out there and preparing it for the launch. So that's quite a quick step-by-step. Let me know in the comments below if you would like a very detailed breakdown of the publishing process. And then finally, in terms of timeframes, so with a literary agent and a traditional publisher, you're probably talking around 2 years from start to finish. A vanity, we've heard in the region of about a year. And like I say, with the companies such as ourselves, we can turn books around in around about 10 weeks. Another question we really liked was, can I get a publisher or a literary agent who's located in another country? So the lady who posed this question, she was located in the Middle East, and she was asking, can I get a publisher that's based in the UK or the USA, or a literary agent? And the answer is completely yes. We have worked with authors from all over the world, Asia, America, Canada. Of course, here in the United Kingdom is where most of our authors are from. But yes, so where you are based is not a barrier to getting your book published in another market or getting a publisher or a literary agent in another market. Okay, so another great question was, do I need a literary agent to get my book published? If you want to go the traditional route through a Penguin, a Random House, or a company like that, a traditional publisher, then yes, you will need a literary agent. You could try pitching to the publishers directly, but they honestly will just work with a literary agent. That's going to be your best bet. So first port of call is to secure a literary agent first. If you want to work with a vanity publisher or a publishing services provider like ourselves, Publishing Push, then no, you won't need a literary agent. Another question that was posed is, how long is the average novel? So the average novel is around about 60 to 70,000 words. That is not a set standard, so you don't have to conform to 60 or 70,000 words. And really, it's going to depend on the story that you want to tell, how long, that takes to tell that story, what you want to include, and as well, think about the market that you're writing for. So are books in that genre generally 60,000 words, 100,000 words? For example, if you're an author that's new to the thriller genre or, the horror genre, something like that, you're not going to write an extremely elongated book. It's probably going to be short and snappy, 60,000 words or something like that. 70,000 words maximum. There is no set standard. You don't have to conform to a book can be 20,000, it can be 120,000. It totally depends on what you're writing. But my biggest piece of advice there is look at the genre, look at the people that you're writing for, who is your reader, and then look at other books that they would read and get a feel for how long those books are to make sure that you're connecting with your readers in the right way. To finish off, we had two other questions. So one of those questions was, how do I stand out from other authors? And then the other question is, how do I market my books? What do I do to promote my books? So I'm going to address those two questions as one because they fall under the same topic, which is marketing. So how do you stand out from all the other authors out there? Well, of course, you need to promote yourself. You need to be promoting your book. But how do you do this? So how do you, push yourself through in a crowded marketplace? And really, when it comes to book marketing, there are two key elements. Those are social proof. So you have to have good reviews for your book, and you have to have reviews full stop. People have to see that other people have read this book, hopefully they've enjoyed the book, but they need to see that other people have spent money on the book and that they've invested their time in reading the book. So social proof is of paramount importance to get a book selling and to push yourself through the noise on Amazon. And then of course, the second part of that is awareness. People need to know about you, they need to know about your book. Probably going to be asking yourself, well, how do I get reviews? And then how do I get awareness? So that in itself is an enormous topic, and I'll probably cover that in another video. But in terms of some quick takeaways from this video, when it comes to reviews, I would really lean on friends, family, people in your network who can give you those initial reviews and that initial traction. And before you launch your book, you should also be thinking, about building an audience and building a potential list of reviewers. Of course, there are companies like ourselves you can come to with your book, and we will go out and find reviewers for you. We'll pitch them on your book, prepare press releases, and do everything we can to get it in front of them and get them excited about it. And that, of course, spills into awareness, because as influencers write reviews, they will post them on their social media, they'll post them on blogs. If it's a journalist, they'll post it on the newspaper, or the website of the newspaper where they work. So that's really going to cover your awareness element. But of course, it's being active on social media, if it's platforms like this, YouTube, Instagram, and think about where your audience are based. What platforms do they use? And you need to think about the demographic of who you're writing to. So like I say, when it comes to book marketing, there are a huge number of ways to get your book out there. Those are a few of the key things you need to be thinking about. But like I say, companies such as ourselves can of course help you with that. Or in another video, I will probably do a deep dive into those particular book marketing topics, and then we can go through in depth the various options. I really hope you've enjoyed this question and answer format of the video. Please do comment below with other questions that you have on book marketing, on publishing, editing, the process. I really enjoy the feedback, and that of course lets us know the videos we should create next to help you in your publishing journey. If you haven't already, do subscribe to get more videos from ourselves and be notified when we publish them. Do like the video if you've enjoyed it, and like I say, comment below with any other questions or publishing items that we can help you with. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.